First Contact and Hidden Agenda. The massive Viridian vessel descended through Earth's atmosphere in June 2185, its hull shimmering with an iridescent purple glow unlike any material known to humanity. The ship settled gracefully onto the landing platform, specially constructed in New Shanghai, the gleaming capital of the United Earth Government. Commander Elena Chen stood at attention, her posture rigid despite the anxiety churning in her stomach. As head of Earth's Defense Intelligence, she had spent 15 years preparing for this moment. Humanity's first contact with an advanced alien civilization. Next to her, Secretary General Okafor maintained a carefully neutral expression, though she could sense his excitement. "They're emerging," whispered Lieutenant Santos beside her. The vessel's hull split open silently, revealing a ramp that extended to touch the platform. 3 figures glided down, tall, willowy beings with slate-gray skin that seemed to shimmer in the sunlight. Their eyes, large and completely black, revealed no pupils or irises. They moved with fluid grace, their long limbs suggesting an evolution in lower gravity. "Greetings, people of Earth," the foremost alien announced, its voice melodious and perfectly understandable. "I am Ambassador Zex of the Viridian Collective. We represent the Galactic Concord in this sector." Secretary General Okafor stepped forward. "On behalf of humanity, we welcome you to Earth. I am Adebayo Okafor, Secretary General of the United Earth Government." Chen observed the aliens carefully. Their technology was clearly centuries ahead of Earth's. Their ship alone represented propulsion systems, materials, and energy management that human scientists had only theorized about. Yet something in Ambassador Zex's posture, a subtle condescension, triggered her instincts. "We have monitored your species for some time," Zex continued. "Your technological advancement is impressive for your development stage. The Concord wishes to welcome Earth as a protectorate state." Chen's eyes narrowed at the word protectorate. She'd studied enough Earth history to recognize the language of colonization. "We offer technological assistance, cultural exchange, and protection." Zex gestured with 7-fingered hands. "In return, we require only cooperation and limited resource access." The way Zex paused before cooperation made Chen's combat instincts flare, but Secretary General Okafor was already beaming. "We are honored by your offer, Ambassador. We look forward to discussing this arrangement in detail." The formal welcome proceeded with speeches, gift exchanges, and celebrations. The Viridians presented beautiful artifacts they called cultural treasures, while Earth offered art, music, and scientific achievements. That night, New Shanghai glowed with celebration. Politicians and celebrities danced and drank, already planning how to leverage this new relationship into power and wealth. But Commander Chen was not celebrating. In a secure facility beneath the Defense Intelligence headquarters, she turned one of the Viridian artifacts in her gloved hands, studying it under specialized scanners. "Found something." Dr. Rashid entered, his eyes bloodshot from hours of analyzing alien transmissions. "Yes." Chen pointed to a microscopic structure embedded in the crystalline artifact. "This isn't decorative. It's technological." Dr. Rashid adjusted several scanner settings. "You're right. It's transmitting something. They're watching us," Chen said grimly. "Listening." Over the next 3 weeks, as diplomatic talks continued on the surface, Chen and Rashid worked in secret. They intercepted strange signals from the Viridian delegation quarters and slowly decoded them using Earth's most advanced quantum computers. What they found confirmed Chen's worst fears. "They're not inviting us to join anything," Rashid said, pointing to the translated text. "They're assessing our resources, minerals, water, biological specimens." "Us," Chen said. "We're just another resource to them." The decoded messages revealed the truth. Earth wasn't being welcomed into a galactic community. It was being prepared for exploitation. The Viridians had done this dozens of times before to other developing worlds. They would provide just enough technology to make extraction easier while keeping Earth dependent and weak. Chen took the evidence directly to Secretary General Okafor, meeting in his private garden where they could speak freely. "Are you absolutely certain?" Okafor asked, his face ashen as he reviewed the decoded messages. "Dr. Rashid has verified it multiple times," Chen confirmed. "The Viridians see us as a resource, not allies." Okafor stood silently for a long moment, watching the sunset. When he turned back, his eyes had hardened. "What do you need, Commander?" "Authorization for Project Prometheus," Chen replied without hesitation. "Full clearance, unlimited resources, absolute secrecy." The battleship concept. Based on Dr. Kegawa's theoretical designs, Okafor frowned. Even with their technology, it would take years. "We don't have years," Chen acknowledged, "but we have something they don't expect." "What's that?" Chen's lips curved in a grim smile. "Human ingenuity when our backs are against the wall." Okafor nodded once. "Project Prometheus is authorized, effective immediately. Build your ship, Commander." As they shook hands, the first stars appeared in the darkening sky. Somewhere up there, the Viridian homeworld shone, unaware that their newest primitive discovery had just begun to bare its teeth. Hidden within the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, humanity's greatest secret took shape. The shipyards were carved into a massive asteroid designated X-274, hollowed out and shielded to prevent detection. 5,000 workers lived inside this floating fortress. None had returned to Earth since the project began 9 months ago. Commander Chen floated through the zero-gravity construction bay, magnetic boots occasionally engaging to guide her path. Above her stretched the skeletal frame of what would become humanity's first true battleship, the Titan. "Beautiful, isn't she?" asked Chief Engineer Kagawa, joining the commander. Her face showed exhaustion, dark circles under her eyes testifying to endless work shifts. "She will be," Chen agreed, her eyes tracing the half-finished hull. "The outer shell goes on next week," Kagawa said. "Special carbon nanotube weave with the alien alloys. We've been able to reverse engineer. It'll absorb most scanning attempts." They pushed off toward a nearby platform where they could observe the central weapons bay. Dr. Alvarez, the chief weapons engineer, noticed their approach and pushed himself over, his excitement visible despite his fatigue. "Commander Chen, we're running the first full power test of the quantum displacement system in 20 minutes. Chen nodded. "How confident are you?" "Very. We've derived concepts from their tech, but taken it in directions they never explored." Alvarez's eyes gleamed with pride. "The Viridians never pursued this technology path. Their physics developed differently. They'll never see it coming." "Explain it simply," Chen requested. "It creates a quantum link between 2 points in space. When we activate the weapon, it forms an instant connection between the target point and a contained energy source here in the ship. In simple terms, we can place an explosion anywhere within range without a physical projectile ever traveling there." "No way to intercept it," Chen said, understanding. "Exactly. No way to detect it coming. No way to defend." As they continued their inspection tour, Dr. Rashid approached, tablet in hand. "You've made progress?" Chen asked. "Significant progress," he confirmed, bringing up diagrams. "We've cracked their neural networks. Viridian ships are all centrally controlled through a biological-mechanical interface. Their crews connect directly to their vessels. A strength and a weakness," Chen observed. "Precisely. Their ships are vulnerable to specific electromagnetic frequencies. It's like finding their brain's off switch. We can disable their vessels without destroying them. And our adaptive shields based on principles they dismissed as useless physics." Rashid's eyes sparkled. "They told us themselves during the cultural exchange sessions that they had explored and abandoned this approach centuries ago. Their arrogance is our advantage." Chen looked out at the Titan again, still incomplete yet already the most advanced vessel humans had ever built. "How soon can she fly?" she asked Kagawa. 3 more weeks minimum. The drive system is particularly." An alarm blared, interrupting her. Red lights flashed throughout the massive chamber. Workers paused, looking around in confusion. "What's happening?" Chen demanded. A communications officer rushed toward them, face pale. "Commander, we've intercepted Viridian communications. They know something's happening in the asteroid belt. They've dispatched a battle fleet to inspect Earth's orbital facilities." "How?" Chen's voice was cold. "This facility is completely shielded. Intelligence believes we have a spy in our ranks," the officer reported. "Someone's been feeding them information." The implications were clear. If the Viridians discovered the Titan before it was ready, all would be lost. Chen made her decision instantly. "Sound general quarters. All personnel to emergency stations." "Commander," Kagawa looked shocked. "The ship isn't ready. The shield system isn't fully integrated. The hyperdrive hasn't been tested beyond simulations." "We launch now," ordered Chen, her voice steady despite the chaos erupting around them. "How long until the Viridian fleet reaches Earth orbit?" 36 hours, the communications officer reported. Chen's expression hardened. "Then we have 36 hours to make this ship battle-ready." Titan's gambit. Engineers and technicians scrambled across the construction bay. The orderly progress of months transformed into controlled chaos. Chen established a command center on a nearby platform, coordinating the frantic efforts. "Prioritize engines, weapons, and shields," she ordered. "Everything else is secondary." Alvarez oversaw the rapid installation of the quantum displacement system, cutting safety protocols to speed the process. Dr. Rashid worked with his team to finalize the electromagnetic pulse technology designed to disrupt Viridian neural connections. 20 hours later, the Titan began to truly take shape. The outer hull was partially attached, giving the ship a skeletal appearance, like a massive predator with parts of its skin missing. Inside, crews worked in shifts, sleeping only when they collapsed from exhaustion. "Hyperdrive is functional," Kagawa reported, her voice hoarse from shouting orders for nearly a day straight. "Untested, but the simulations show it should work." "Should is all we have time for," Chen replied. At hour 30, the spy was caught. A junior technician who had been promised protection for his family on Earth. Security took him away, but the damage was done. The Viridian fleet had accelerated, now only 4 hours from Earth. "We need to launch," Chen announced to her senior staff. "Now." "Commander," Kagawa protested. "Sections 3 through 7 still have exposed framework. Life support is only at 60% capacity. If we lose pressure, if we don't launch, Earth loses everything." Chen cut her off. "How are the essential systems?" "Engines at 87%, weapons at 92%. Shields are the problem, only at 65% integration." Chen made her final decision. "Begin launch sequence. All non-essential personnel will remain at the base." "Commander," Kagawa began. "That's an order." The skeleton crew boarded within the hour, 1,000 of Earth's best prepared to face an alien fleet with an untested ship. Chen stood on the bridge, watching as status reports came in from all sections. "Hyperdrive ready. Weapon systems online. Partial shields active." Kagawa approached her one last time. "It's not ready, Commander." "Neither were we when the Viridians arrived," Chen replied. "But here we stand." The massive doors of the asteroid base opened slowly, revealing the star-filled blackness of space. The Titan, humanity's desperate gamble, moved forward on maneuvering thrusters. "Set course for Earth," Chen ordered. "Prepare to engage hyperdrive on my mark." As the stars beckoned before them, Chen thought of what waited ahead. An alien fleet, a defenseless Earth, and humanity's future hanging in the balance. Mark. The Titan disappeared into hyperspace, leaving only a brief flash of light behind. They emerged 400,000 kilometers from Earth to find the Viridian fleet already in position. 13 sleek warships arranged in a precise formation around the planet. Earth's conventional defense platforms looked primitive in comparison. "They haven't detected us yet," reported Lieutenant Santos from Tactical. Our stealth systems are functioning. Scan their fleet, Chen ordered. I want to know which one is the command vessel. Second largest ship, positioned at the center of the formation, Santos confirmed after a moment. Energy readings suggest it's also their most heavily armed. Chen nodded. Target their 3 lid vessels with the EMP. Prepare quantum displacement strikes on their command ship's engines. They've detected us, Santos called out suddenly. Reading energy spikes across their fleet. They're powering weapons. Execute EMP attack, Chen ordered calmly. Then bring us to attack speed. The Titan released invisible pulses of precisely calibrated electromagnetic energy. To observers, nothing seemed to happen. No visible beams, no projectiles. But on the targeted Viridian ships, chaos erupted. The crews screamed as their neural interfaces overloaded. The connection between mind and ship, the technology the Viridians had relied on for centuries, became a weapon against them. Officers tore at their connection nodes, desperate to break the link that was causing them unbearable pain. All 3 ships went dark, drifting lifelessly in space. On his flagship, Admiral Zex watched in disbelief. What have they done? He demanded, genuine fear in his voice for the first time. A communication channel opened, showing Commander Chen on the bridge of the human vessel. We studied your technology, Chen replied calmly. Your neural interfaces are efficient but vulnerable. This is just one of many weaknesses we've identified. Enraged, Zex ordered his remaining fleet to attack. 10 warships fired simultaneously, energy beams converging on the Titan. On the human vessel, alarms blared as the attack hit. Shields holding at 78%. Kagawa reported, surprise evident in her voice. The adaptive system is working. The shields around the Titan rippled like water, absorbing and redistributing the energy of the alien weapons. Where conventional shields would have failed under such an assault, these adapted in real time, learning from each hit to become stronger. Return fire, Chen ordered. Show them what humans can do. The Titan moved with shocking agility for its size, evading the next volley of Viridian fire while positioning for its own attack. The quantum displacement weapons activated, creating points of devastating energy directly inside 3 more Viridian vessels, bypassing their shields completely. Systems overloaded, and sections of the alien ships went dark. They weren't destroyed, but they were crippled. In homes across Earth, humans watched through whatever feeds they could access as their lone defender engaged the alien fleet. Children who had been crying minutes before now cheered. Adults who had been preparing for the end now dared to hope. On his flagship, Admiral Zex stared in disbelief. 6 of his 13 ships were already disabled, and the human vessel showed no significant damage. Impossible, he whispered, this time to himself. They were primitives. How could they create such weapons? The Titan accelerated, performing a maneuver that the Viridian computers classified as physically impossible. It seemed to phase through one attack, while countering with another electromagnetic pulse that disabled a 7th ship. Zex realized with growing horror that he was facing an enemy unlike any the Viridians had encountered in their 1,000 years of expansion. These humans hadn't just copied alien technology. They had reimagined it, improved it, and taken it in directions the Viridians had never considered. And for the first time in his long career, Admiral Zex felt something he had never experienced before, the cold, creeping sensation of fear. They're adapting to our attack pattern, reported Tactical Officer Santos. The remaining ships are adjusting their shield frequencies. Chen nodded. Then we adapt faster. Execute Maneuver Sequence Delta. The Titan abruptly changed direction, its revolutionary propulsion system allowing it to perform turns that would have torn any conventional ship apart. The crew felt only a slight shift as inertial dampeners compensated for forces that should have crushed them. Targeting solutions ready for ships 7 and 8, Santos announced. Execute, ordered Chen. The quantum displacement weapons fired again. No visible beams or projectiles left the Titan. Instead, precisely calculated energy eruptions manifested directly inside the targeted Viridian vessels, bypassing their shields entirely. Systems overloaded, and lights flickered and died. On the bridge, Dr. Rashid monitored readings from his science station, brow furrowed in concentration. "Commander, I'm detecting something interesting about their neural networks." Chen glanced over. "Go ahead, Doctor." "Their neural technology evolved from their hive mind biology," he explained, gesturing to the biological readings on his screen. "The Viridians evolved as a semi-collective. They never developed individual neural interfaces because they didn't need to. Their brains naturally linked together." "And humans?" Chen asked, though she already knew the answer. "Our brains work differently. We're intensely individual. So when we designed our neural interfaces, we approached the problem from a completely different angle." Dr. Rashid's eyes lit up with the excitement of scientific discovery, even in the midst of battle. "That's why they can't counter our attacks. We're using familiar technology in ways they never imagined." Chen nodded. Human innovation from human thinking. The ship shuddered as a glancing hit struck their port side. "Shields at 62%, Kagawa called out. "They've adjusted their weapons to a rotating frequency." "Compensate," Chen ordered calmly. Around them, the battle continued. Earth forces had managed to launch a few conventional fighters from hidden bases on the moon. Though technologically inferior to the alien ships, they provided useful distraction, allowing the Titan to focus its attacks. Suddenly, alarms blared across the bridge. Warning lights flashed red. Dr. Rashid's console erupted with data. "Commander," he shouted, "the Viridian flagship has activated some kind of energy weapon. The power readings are off the charts." On the view screen, they could see it. The massive alien vessel's forward section had opened like a blooming flower, revealing a pulsing core of blinding blue-white energy. "Analysis," Chen demanded. "It appears to be a gravitic compression weapon," Rashid reported, hands flying across his console. "It creates a localized gravitational singularity. If they fire that at us, we won't survive," Chen finished. "And neither will anything in its path." A chilling realization swept through the bridge crew. The Viridians weren't just willing to sacrifice their own disabled ships in the weapon's path. They were aiming it toward Earth. "They're going to destroy the planet rather than lose it," Kagawa whispered. Chen's mind raced through options. The Titan's shields, however adaptive, couldn't withstand a gravitational singularity. There was only one possible course of action. "Set collision course with the Viridian flagship," she ordered. "Maximum speed." The bridge fell silent for a moment before erupting into action. "Commander," Kagawa objected. "We can't." "We can, and we will," Chen cut her off. "Prepare to overload our reactor on impact." "Dr. Rashid, can we use our quantum displacement weapons against that core?" Rashid calculated rapidly. "Yes, but we'd need to be dangerously close, inside their shields." "Then that's where we'll be," Chen said, her voice steady. "Divert all power to forward shields and engines." The Titan surged forward, its engines glowing white-hot as it accelerated toward the Viridian flagship. The remaining alien vessels fired desperately, trying to stop the human ship's suicide run. 20 seconds to contact, Santos reported. Chen opened a broadcast channel to all frequencies, ensuring every human and Viridian ship would hear her words. "This is Commander Elena Chen of Earth Ship Titan. We did not start this war, but we will end it. Remember this day, Admiral Zex. Remember that humans would rather die free than live as slaves." On his flagship, Admiral Zex watched in horror as the primitive vessel hurtled toward him, shrugging off weapons fire that should have vaporized it. At the last moment, understanding dawned in his alien eyes. "Evasive maneuvers," he screamed. "Get us away from." The Titan didn't crash into the Viridian flagship as expected. Instead, at the last possible moment, it executed a maneuver that defied the laws of physics as the Viridians understood them, skimming the surface of the alien vessel's shields. Now, Chen ordered. The quantum displacement weapon fired one last time, creating an energy eruption directly inside the gravitational weapon's core. The delicate calibrations of the alien device shattered, the energies contained within exploding outward. The Viridian flagship disappeared in a blinding flash of light. When it faded, nothing remained but scattered debris. The shockwave rippled outward, disabling the remaining Viridian vessels but dissipating before reaching Earth. On the Titan, systems failed across the ship. Emergency lighting bathed the bridge in red. "Damage report," Chen demanded. "Hull breaches on decks 9 through 14, Kagawa reported. "Engines offline. Weapons offline. Life support at minimal levels." "And the Viridian fleet?" Santos checked his readings. "All vessels either destroyed or disabled, Commander." We did it." A cheer went up across the bridge, quickly spreading throughout the ship and to Earth below. Against impossible odds, humanity had prevailed. 3 days later, as repair crews worked to stabilize the Titan, a new signal was detected, not from Earth, but from deep space. Dr. Rashid brought the message directly to Commander Chen. "It's being broadcast on frequencies the Viridians used," he explained, "but it's not from them." The message was simple. "We have watched. We have seen. We wish to speak." Chen looked up at Rashid, understanding in her eyes. "We're not alone out there. And not everyone approves of the Viridians' methods." "What do we do?" Rashid asked. Chen smiled, her first genuine smile in months. "We talk. We learn. And this time, we do it as equals." As Earth celebrated its unlikely victory, the stars above seemed to shine just a little brighter. Humanity had taken its first true steps into the galactic community, not as subjects or resources, but as a force to be reckoned with. The Titan, though damaged, floated in orbit as a symbol of what humans could achieve when threatened. It wouldn't be the last ship of its kind. Already, plans were being drawn for an entire fleet. The galaxy would never be the same again.